And my brother's like, suckers. And it was like a big, and he always felt like, you know, he had to run over everybody. So, like, 4th of July was like a big event, and we had to work because we were the newbies. We'd only been there since May. And we got stuck working the morning shift with this guy named Rocky. Now, Rocky, we were sitting in the back room. We get there about half hour early. The parking lot is full. Okay, so 9 o'clock it opens. We're at 8:30. We're in the break room, just screwing around, eating donuts and reading the paper. Now, Rocky's bullshit because he's been there for about 14 years, and they scheduled him, and he supposedly wanted to take his wife Lucille to Foxwood, so he's all bullshit, and he's complaining, and like well, the way we are, like we just listen, we kind of don't pay any attention to people when they complain. So my brother and I are like going back and forth, and he's reading about this Red Sox prospect and how he could pitch 100 miles an hour, and he looks at me, he's like, yeah, I could pitch 100 miles an hour, and like Rocky looks up and he's like, that's bullshit. Now him and Rocky, they would always fight. I mean, it was like a married couple, and they were no disrespect to the host, no, not like that. Like after, Jesus Christ, open mouth and surf, but they like an old married couple, okay, and they would be fighting all the time, and like what they would do, and it was always over stupid. Like if like Rocky one day said, he was like, bats like that fly, they're actually like midget monkeys with wings, and they're arguing about that all day long, and I'm just like, all right, and then finally at the end of the day, like what they would do after these arguments was Rocky would go out into the little snack parlor out on the highway, and he would get a York peppermint patty, you know, and they'd split it and they'd eat it, and that's how they made up. It was like the great, like there was no sense to it, but they would do it. It was, you know, something with the York peppermint patties. So he's like, bullshit, you can't throw 100, and like Matt starts getting me. He's like, Rocky, I can do it. I got $5 that says I do it, and they're like putting $5 bills. So like they're gonna have this like throwing contest or something. So Rocky goes out into his car and he gets this old like tennis ball, and they're in the front of the store, and we haven't even opened yet. And like my brother's just kind of going like this. He's not like warming. He doesn't know how to warm up, you know. And he's just going like this. And Rocky's like 20 feet away, like and approaching. Now there's like what the 100 mile. What's going on? And then Rocky goes, oh, I forgot. He goes back into his car, comes back. He gives me like this military style watch, and he's like, time it, and then we'll know how fast it is. Now, what the hell? Like, isn't that like a speed gun? Like, what do I do? Like, look at it? So I'm like confused, and I'm like, okay, yeah, play along with them, play along, but just get the hell, come on, the store's gonna open here. So my brother winds up, and like, like awkward. I'm like, my brother, like, I don't know any Red Sox fans, Bob Stanley was like a really bad relief pitcher, but my brother used to always mimic him. He's like, who am I? He was the only guy he would mimic every time. You know, he'd go, who am I? Larry Bird. He'd do this, and then he'd go, who am I? Ready? We go, Bob Stanley goes, yeah, that's good. You know, like he thought he could do it well, so he would practice. So he's doing this, and he's doing this, and I got the thing, and the watch, and he throws it, and like Rocky's in the crouching position, 20 feet away. So the ball goes pretty fast because it's only 20 feet. And nails Rocky right in the head, like hard. And he's like, he looks like a fat Abe Pagoda with like tattoos. He was in the Marine of the Korean War, you know. He's got these, so it nails him in the head. And Rocky just like almost comedic, like Greg the Hammer Valentine when they just falls, remember, in wrestling. So he just goes like this, and he falls, and he grabs onto the flag. So he grabs onto the flag, he smacks onto the floor, and he pulls the flag. The flag then hits one case, and one case falls, and another case, and another, and it's just like a domino effect, and they're just smashing. Like I smell liquor like when you go like this, but when you smell all that liquor like smashing and opening, and I'm like, what the hell? And my brother's laying on the floor, he like popped his shoulder, so they're both laying down, and I'm sitting there like this, I'm like, what the fuck? Like seriously, what the fuck? And I'm like, and so I'm like, Matt, I run to Matt first because he's my brother, and I'm like, Matt, are you all right? And Matt's like, no, my shoulder. I go, well, you know, your shoulder might be all right, but I think you just killed Rocky. And he's like, whoa. So I get my brother up, and we walk over to Rocky, and Rocky's like laying there. My brother's holding him up, like on the floor, and it's like the saddest little thing. And he's looking at it, and Rocky goes, you son of a bitch. And I'm like, what's going to happen? He goes, you threw that 120 miles an hour. And my brother threw everything, the shoulder, the biggest shit-eating grin, like my brother, like I told you so. And he's like, I don't worry, you know, and like he's all, I'm like, Matt, we better get, you know, he's like, shut up. He's like, wait, Rocky, like, and he wants me to hear, he's like, you don't have to owe me the $5, don't worry about it. And like this guy is like bleeding and shit. And he's like, all right, he's like, but maybe during my break I'll get a peppermint patty and we can split it. And like, you know, so they get up and like like two asshole buddies, like an old American, they start like hobbling away. Like, and I'm like standing there, and I saw like, hey guys, what the hell? I mean, we get this mess, like we're opening in like 5 minutes. So my brother, like a typical older brother fashion, he like turns to me, he's like, thank you. He's like, pick it up, pick everything up, and he just keeps walking. So I'm like stuck there, and like, you know, the manager of the daytime, he walks in and sees all that, and it's just me, and it's I got written up from my brother. Thank you.
Adam, Wade. Adam, did your brother ever get you a York peppermint patty?